Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors aren't prepared to give young star max extension, report. The Golden State Warriors will enter the season with a new look. The Warriors will be without Klay Thompson but added multiple pieces to replace him, including Buddy Hield. As currently constructed, the Warriors will need some of their young players to continue to develop if they want to improve upon their 10th-place finish in the Western Conference. Of those players is Jonathan Kuminga, a 21-year-old forward who's already entering his fourth season in the NBA. Kuminga is extension eligible as he's entering the final season of his rookie deal. The deadline to get an extension done is October 21st. If Golden State doesn't get a deal done, he'll hit restricted free agency in July 2025. However, according to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, with about 6 weeks before that deadline, there hasn't been progress towards a deal for Kuminga. According to Slater, the Warriors aren't prepared to give Kuminga a max extension. The Warriors aren't currently prepared to give Kuminga a max extension, like the 5-year, $224 million deal Franz Wagner got from the Orlando Magic that will start at 25% of the cap, or anything that stretches too close to that $44.8 million annual salary, league sources said. There's credible reason for Kuminga to believe he can play himself into that ballpark with another leap, Slater wrote on September 12. The talent has flashed for long stretches. The upside remains immense. But Kuminga's relatively limited track record and protection of restricted free agency gives the Warriors leverage and reasons for patience. The Golden State Warriors showed interest in Paul George and Lauri Markkanen during the offseason but didn't make a deal for either player. Still, the Warriors' interest shows that they're looking to improve their roster, and they could jump on that opportunity if one presents itself during the season. Slater reported that the Warriors' decision-makers like having transactional flexibility, and extending Kuminga could hurt that. The Warriors' decision-makers believe their transactional flexibility will be a major weapon in the months and weeks leading up to February's trade deadline, team sources said. If the right deal for the right player or players materializes, they believe they'll be in position to pounce, Slater wrote. Extending Kuminga or Moody would decrease some of that flexibility. It doesn't eliminate the possibility of a Kuminga extension before the October deadline expires, but it's all part of an evolving calculus as training camp nears. Kuminga's role was increased last season, as he started in the most games of his career in a year. He averaged 26.3 minutes per game and had the best statistical season of his first 3 campaigns, averaging 16.1 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 2.2 assists. Kuminga's three-point shot took a hit after shooting 37% on 2.2 attempts per game in 2022-23. He shot 32.1% on 2.2 attempts per game in 2023-24. Despite the three-point shooting declining, his season was a step in the right direction. Slater wrote that his next step would be replacing Andrew Wiggins and improving his overall play. If he does so, he could be worth the max extension he's looking for. Kuminga's cleanest next step would be as a small forward replacement for Wiggins in a starting lineup next to Green at the 4 and a traditional center like Jackson Davis as the defensive anchor, maintaining an ability to upsize into a power forward for various combinations, Slater wrote. If he were able to excel in that scenario, he'd get the 35-minute role he wants and would be worth the contract he desires. Do the Warriors really believe in Jonathan Kuminga? The Warriors aren't currently prepared to offer Jonathan Kuminga a max extension worth $224 million over 5 years, or any contract that even approaches that number, reports The Athletic's Anthony Slater. If the two sides don't agree on a deal by October 21st, the fourth-year forward will become a restricted free agent in 2025, giving other teams a chance to bid on him with offers the Warriors can match. Slater's report added that a clear divide remains between Kuminga and Warriors in extension discussions, with the two sides possibly reaching a reasonable middle ground in the $30-ish million range as the deadline approaches. If one reads the tea leaves here, Kuminga's long-term future in the Bay does not look promising. It's rarely a healthy sign when a former number 7 overall pick is allowed to hit restricted free agency. Typically, talented youngsters like Kuminga are locked up early. Case in point, Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, and Franz Wagner, 4 other top 10 picks from Kuminga's draft class, have all been secured for the long haul by their respective teams. Some would argue Kuminga is just as talented, if not more than that quartet, but hasn't received the same opportunities playing on a veteran squad still vying for championships. To that end, Kuminga has averaged 21.5 minutes per game through his first 3 seasons. The other 3 have all clocked over 30. The Warriors' unwillingness to max out Kuminga begs the question, do they really believe in him? And if they don't, why didn't they trade him for a Paul George or Lauri Markkanen? According to multiple insiders, the Warriors were reluctant to part with Kuminga in deals that would have landed them either George or Markkanen this offseason. By adding either All-Star, the Warriors would have given the aging Stephen Curry a chance to compete for a championship. Curry turns 37 in March. If Kuminga fails to take the star leap in the 2024-25 season, the Warriors erred by not trading him when they had the chance. Now, they could have a disgruntled asset who has already reportedly butted heads with head coach Steve Kerr over lack of playing time. The irony of it all is the Warriors continue to rave about Kuminga's upside. Be it Kerr, Joe Lacob or Draymond Green, everyone has spoken of Kuminga as a surefire future star. Yet, their actions suggest they don't truly believe in the 21-year-old forward. Report, Warriors interested in adding Jimmy Butler. According to NBA insider Sam Amick of The Athletic, the Golden State Warriors are interested in adding Jimmy Butler. Butler, who currently plays for the Miami Heat, will become an unrestricted free agent next offseason if he declines his 2025-26 player option, a move he's expected to do. Jimmy Butler's going to be a free agent next summer, Amick said on the TK show. Didn't get an extension done? The Warriors have interest there and probably made a couple calls to Miami this summer. The Warriors need another star after losing Klay Thompson to the Dallas Mavericks this offseason. The Heat lost to the Boston Celtics in the first round of the 2024 postseason in 5 games. Butler didn't play because of a knee injury. A 6-time All-Star, Butler averaged 20.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 5.0 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.3 blocks in 60 games last season for the Heat while shooting 49.9% from the field, 41.4% from beyond the arc and 85.8% from the free throw line. Butler has career averages of 18.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.6 steals and 0.4 blocks with the Chicago Bulls, Minnesota Timberwolves, Philadelphia 76ers and Heat. He's made 5 All-NBA teams and 5 All-Defensive teams. Butler originally wanted an extension from the Heat this summer, but then changed his mind after Miami did not offer one, NBA reporter Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald wrote. He now intends to play out this season and not sign an extension with any team and will become a free agent in the summer of 2025. The Heat is not shopping Butler, according to a source. Butler joined the Heat in 2019. Miami lost in the 2020 finals to the Los Angeles Lakers, lost in the first round of the 2021 playoffs to the Milwaukee Bucks, lost in the 2022 conference finals to the Celtics, lost in the 2023 finals to the Denver Nuggets, and lost in the first round this year to Boston. The Warriors missed the playoffs in 2024 after losing the 9-10 play-in game to the Sacramento Kings. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.